Hello there guys, UltraGamer64 here, and today I've got a movie collection video to do for you guys. Here's all the movies, we got a lot to get through, but contrary to popular belief, I do not just own a gigantic collection of video games, I also own a gigantic collection of movies, which are partially behind me, but they're hidden. But I figured for all of you guys on my vlogging channel, I figured you guys would like to see my movie collection. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be going through my sci-fi monster movie collection because they're my favorite genre of movie, and I don't know why. I just find them really entertaining, and they're just really cool. Just, qualifications for a sci-fi monster movie, in my eyes, it has to be either a fictional monster, a real animal that is supersized or has fictitious features, and they have to kill people in the movie, at least one person. So, those are my qualifications, and let's get started with the video. The first movie is Python. This is a pretty old movie from what I remember. Let's check the date on this. I don't know how old this movie is. Failed attempt at checking the date, but whatever. This is a pretty old movie, I think. I don't know, I want to say it's in the early 2000s, but the CGI is very bad. That's a thing that you'll get with most of these horror movies, just that the CGI is very bad, and yeah, the CGI is bad. But it's a pretty good movie, decent plot, and definitely check it out if you have time. Next movie is Killer Mountain. This movie is one of those horror scenarios where they have a cool looking monster on the cover. I give them credit, that monster looks awesome. But I've found a lot of sci-fi movies that do this. They have a cool monster on the front, but they never show it because they probably don't have the budget for it, or they can't really figure out how to conceptualize it or something like that. But when I watched this movie, I remember that they did not show the monster a whole lot, if ever. So, check this movie out at your own risk. I mean, I did not like it. It was very boring, but heck, maybe you guys might like it. The next movie is Grizzly Rage. This is another example of what I just talked about. This is a bear that gets angry because they killed her cub, and she wants to kill them. They get around this issue of the budget and just kind of a crappy monster idea with not showing it, barely showing it at all. Ha! Pun intended. But, check this movie out at your own risk. One of you guys might like it, but I did not. The next game is... Wow, I'm used to saying game. The next movie is Jaws. This is a classic movie. It's great. The only reason I qualify this as a sci-fi monster movie is because the shark is an exaggerated size, and it's bigger than normal great whites. So that's really the only qualification I have for it being a sci-fi monster movie. But it's still a great movie. It's a classic. And if you haven't watched it yet, then definitely go do it. I mean, you should have watched it by this point. The next movie is Croc. Again, the same issue. Either bad funding or bad CGI that they just couldn't show it. They barely show the crocodile in this movie. And it's just disappointing to see this many movies already out of the gate. I mean, 3 out of the 5 movies we've already shown barely show the monster in it. So that's kind of disappointing that, like, many of these movies do that. The next movie is a triple. Wyvern, Sand Serpent, and Carney. These 3 movies are great. Wyvern is very good. The CGI is surprisingly very good until it eats something. When the monster in Wyvern eats something, it looks very fake. But Sand Serpents is great. It has a great story. The CGI is surprisingly very good. And Carney, the CGI is very good as well. And these 3 movies are very good, and I'm just glad that they came in one disc. Well, not one disc, they came in one case, I guess. Next movie is Killer Swarm. This is a movie about bees. So if you're scared of bees, then run in the other direction, which is that way. I guess that's behind your camera, phone, or anything like that, or behind your computer, your phone, anything like that. Just run in that direction away from this video or something, I don't know. But if you're scared of bees, run. This movie is alright. I don't really remember much about it, but I guess it's up to you guys if you want to check it out or not. But I can't really remember much from this movie. The next movie is Dino Croc versus Super Gator. Don't let the title fool you. This movie is freaking awesome. The CGI is very bad, but the story and just seeing the creatures on screen and just the characters interact with the creatures makes a really good and entertaining movie, no matter how bad the CGI is. So definitely check this one out. This one has a lot of recommendation. The next game is Shark Swarm, or the next movie is Shark Swarm. This movie sucks. Don't watch it. Next movie. Komodo versus Cobra. This movie was the first sci-fi monster movie I believe I ever watched, and it's pretty freaking awesome. The CGI is very bad again, but same case with Dino Croc vs. Super Gator. It shows the monsters a lot, and it's just a great movie. Definitely check it out if you have not, and definitely check it out if you like these sci-fi monster movies. The next movie is Sand Serpents. I really need to stop saying games. I need to start saying movies. I'm used to saying games, but whatever. I already talked about Sand Serpents, so we're going to skip over that. The next movie is Lake Placid 2. Now, I believe there's 3 or 4 Lake Placid movies. If someone could tell me down in the comments below, then that would be very helpful. But this is a pretty cool movie. I mean, they don't use much CGI, to be honest. They use mostly special effects, which I really give them props for that they use special effects instead of CGI. It looks much more real, obviously, and it just makes for a better movie experience. The next movie is 9. This movie is literally a masterpiece. This movie is great. The characters are very, very cool and, like, engaging and, like, questioning. I mean, I want to know, like, more about these characters, to be honest, because they're so freaking cool. And the monsters in this movie are just really, really, like, imaginative and just creative in their own right. And it just makes for a great movie experience. So definitely, definitely, definitely check this movie out. Like, no matter what, watch it. The next movie is Loch Ness Terror. This is also one of the first sci-fi monster movies that I watched. This actually came from a very, very old store. It was... let me see if I can find it. No, can't find it. I think it was... Crap, what was it? I don't know. Forget it. Forget the store. But, this is a very good movie. The CGI is alright, it's decent, but, it could have been better. But it has to do with the Loch Ness Monster, which is my favorite monster ever. And, it's just a great movie. Go check it out. I mean, it's nostalgic for me. And the final movie for today is Primeval. This movie is great. I mean, seriously, this movie is surprisingly great. The CGI is good, the temptation is good, the suspense, everything. And it kind of gets away with that concept of not showing the creature, because it's in a murky, like, lake/water area, and you don't really get to see it much, but the horror is there because you know it's lurking somewhere. So this movie can actually get away with not showing its creature, which it does. It shows the creature a lot, don't get me wrong. But it gets away in the spots where it doesn't show the creature, and that's what I think is good about this movie and many other things. But just the fact that they can have their creature be absent and still make the movie good is just a really good... It makes for a really good movie experience. So anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this collection video. I will be sure to see you guys in part 2. If you like this video, then please be sure to leave a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe. You can also follow me at the links below on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.